weren't the prettiest game out there today, but it was just a case of getting a win.
Yeah, the first half we felt like we were a lot better in the first half, but the second half we were disappointed with ourselves. There's too many balls down, and we just couldn't seem to complete a set. And when it gets like that, it's scrappy, and in there it feels like a bit like a loss. But again, it's 2 points.
Darrell, is it a case of just grinding out the 2 points today? It weren't the prettiest game, was it?
No, I think you've hit the nail on the head there, haven't you? It was probably the worst we've played in probably the last sort of 4 or 5 weeks, and we ground it out. You know, they're a good side, they're an aggressive side. You know, they've caught a few teams this year out, and you know, lucky today they didn't get us. But I know John's far from happy with the actual display, but you know, I'd rather win than lose, if I'm honest.
No, it was a very tough game. You know, we're very physical, and we've defended for a long time. You know, a few periods during the game. So especially our blowing at one point, but really enjoyed it, and yeah, very glad to get the 2 points.
Was the completion rates that let Featherstone down? Because actually the defence seemed to be pretty solid in most areas of the field.
Yeah, that's been our trait. Yeah, we're always pretty solid in defence. Anyway, it was just today for some reason. I'm not sure whether it can't be in the conditions because they competed reasonably well. Just been a bit windy or whatnot. We just overplayed at times and sort of played into their hands. You know, they're big, aggressive. You know, they've got a great back line and back three, do a really good job for them, and just sort of for some reason kept trying to overplay in the wrong parts of the field.
There's not any excuse for why we dropped the ball. We should be better than that, and it just seems to be a thing that keeps creeping into our game week after week. Areas that we keep dropping the ball, and it's not good enough, and we need to fix it up quickly.
One of your strengths when we've been watching you've obviously going up the middle, you're very strong, but you're also very quick at playing the ball as well, aren't you? Quick to get to your feet.
Well, I try. I just try to do what people tell me to do, really. Follow the instructions, but what's today the plan was to play the ball fast and try to roll the ruck and get the wins and get the game, win the game. So that's what the objective was, and hopefully I did all right and kind of reach the objective.
Yeah, we've got to give some credit to some of their forwards. Scotty Wildie and that have had to do some big minutes today because they're down on forwards on the bench, and that's where we sort of identified we might get them. But unfortunately, we kept dropping the ball, so it allows them to have that breather. I think he played the first 40 and he's had a good game. In Mexico, like I said, he's big and he's strong, and you don't need to keep giving him the ball. But unfortunately, we kept doing that. But like I said, I'm happy to win rather than lose.
Is it good to come down here to Featherstone Rovers and getting a chance out here on the pitch in the blue and white colours?
Yeah, I absolutely love playing here, and as a kid, I've played here as well, a few finals. I've always loved playing here, and having the chance to play, for Fev here, it doesn't get better for me. Is
it a matter that the team feel a little bit under pressure when they've got the ball in hand, as though they need to score off every play?
Sometimes I think we're guilty of that, and I think it's a case of sometimes just carry the ball, 5 drives and a kick, and slow the game down to our pace. And I thought we did that in a few sets, but we just didn't do it consistently and long enough in that game.
Anthony Thackeray's back at scrum half next week after his 2-game suspension. That'll bring an added advantage to the Featherstone attack in pivots.
Yeah, he'll be freshened up for a couple of weeks off, and he adds a different dimension to us, Thax, when he plays, and he's got a great kicking game and great speed, and so we'll obviously need that next week going forward. But the halves, had a reasonable game, and they've been doing well in his absence, so I'm not sure what John will go with regardless next week. And if he comes back, it can only strengthen us, and we've got Briscoe and that coming back soon as well. So it's great for numbers. I don't think we picked up any injuries today, so but I'm sure John will probably make some changes off today's performance.
Next week it's Rochdale away. They've ran Hull KR close today, so they're in good form, and they've already beaten Featherstone down here in what was horrendous conditions earlier in the season. Anthony Thackeray should be back for that as well. Are you looking forward to perhaps going into the pivot hooking role?
Yeah, well, I'm happy just playing week in, week out, and hopefully we can be a lot better than we were this week, because we're going to have to be against a good Rochdale side, and like I say, they beat us down here, so it's going to be a tough test, but we'll fix up this week in training and hopefully be better.